I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing.
Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but I want to talk about why it's so important. First, you will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There is no doubt about it. But hey, I'm telling you, embrace it. Because it's inevitable. Early in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. A perfect role for me, I thought, except for the fact that I can't sing. So I'm the wings. I'm about to go onto stage, but the guy in front of me is singing like Pavarotti, and I'm like just shrinking, getting smaller and smaller. So they say, thank you very much, we'll be hiring for us. So I came out with a little sheet of music, and it was just My Imagination by Temptations. That's what I came up with. So I hand it to the accompanist, and she looks at it, and looks at me, and looks at the director. So I start to sing. And they're not saying anything, so I'm thinking I must be getting better, so I started getting into it. But after the first verse, the director cuts me off. Thank you very much, you'll be hearing from me. So I am sure I didn't get the job, but the next part of the audition he told me. The next part of the audition is the acting part of the audition. I figure I can't sing, but I know I can act. That I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed, and I prayed. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around a barbershop long enough, sooner or later you will get a haircut. You will catch a break. And I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway, and it won a Tony Award. And here's the kicker. It was the Court Theater. It was the same theater where I failed that first audition 30 years prior. The point is, every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail? Here's my second point about failure. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll repeat. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown, a motivational speaker, made an analogy about this. Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life. They say, and now we go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? You've invested a lot in your education, and people invested in you. And let me tell you, the world needs your talents, man. Does it ever? I just got back from South Africa a couple of days ago. It's a beautiful country, but there are places with terrible poverty that need help. In Africa, it's just a tip of the iceberg. The Middle East needs your help. Japan needs your help. Alabama and Tennessee need your help. Louisiana needs your help. Philadelphia needs your help. The world needs a lot, and we need it from you. We need it from you, young people. So get out of there, give everything you've got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures, because remember this, you'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. So the question is, what are you going to do with what you have? And I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors, some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists. Some of you have money, some of you have patience, some have kindness, some of you have love, some of you have the gift of long-suffering. Whatever it is, what are you going to do with what you have? Now here's my last point about failure. Sometimes it's the best way to figure out where you're going. Your life will never be a straight path. I began at Fordham University as a pre-med student. That lasted until I took a course called Cardiac Morphogenesis. I couldn't read it. I couldn't say it. I'm sure couldn't pass that. Then I decided to go pre-law, then journalism. With no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction down. I was a 1.8 GPA one semester, and the university very politely suggested it might be better to take some time off. I was 20 years old at my lowest point, and then one day, and I remember the exact day, March 27, 1975, I was helping out in the beauty shop of my mother owning Mount Vernon. An older woman who was considered one of the elders in town, and I didn't know her personally, but every time I look in the mirror, she was staring at me, and she just kept staring at me. Every time I look at her, she just kept giving me these strange looks. She finally took the dye off her head and said something to me I'll never forget. I have a spiritual prophecy. You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. And in the years that followed, just as the woman getting her hair done predicted, I have traveled the world and I have spoken to millions of people through my movies. Millions who, up till this day, I couldn't see while I was talking to them, and they couldn't see me. They could only see the movie. Let me conclude with one final point. It has to do with the movie Philadelphia. Taking a risk is not just about going for a job. It is also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and ideas. In the course of the film, the character I play begins to take small steps to take risks. He is very slowly overcomes his fears, and I feel ultimately his heart's become flooded with love. And I can't think of a better message to not only take risks, but to be open to life, to accept new views, and to be open to new opinions. While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you've got. And when you fall throughout life, remember this. Fall forward.